I want to move on to something really, really fun this year that we're going to be able to look back on throughout the entire season. I'm talking about game by game predictions. So, week 1, Monday Night Football in Chicago. I've got the Vikings winning. And maybe I just am not giving the Bears their due diligence by looking into them more. But I really just feel I don't have to think hard to say we're going to win this.
No, I think we're going to sweep Chicago this year, as we typically do, I feel like. And
as we
these
do.
last few seasons, I think. We swept them last year.
Ben Johnson is a cocky fuck, and I can't wait for us
That's right.
just beat him up week 1.
Yeah, it's overblown.
Vikings 1-0. What's week 2?
It's way overblown with the Ben Johnson stuff. Week 2, we're taking a dub there as well against Atlanta.
Home at Atlanta?
Oh,
W.
yep, that's a win.
And we're both going to be there to see that, so that's going to be awesome.
We all will be in
All of
attendance
us.
for the home opener. So
We
hopefully
should have some good
JJ shows up and shows out and puts on a show for us, man. We are so excited to be there. So expect some content from the stadium. We will be there. Week 3 versus Cincinnati. Oh.
So I'm going to be giving us our first L here. I think Cincinnati's just a little too high-powered on offense. You know, they got Higgins and Chase and good running game as well. So I think that's just going to be our first. Might be a little too much to handle, even though I have so much faith in our front defensive line here. I don't know. I think that's going to be our first L. What do you think, Alana?
I'm going crazy. I've got a tie.
Let's go.
Okay.
I am going
Like a 40-40 kind of tie, like crazy high scoring, you
It's
think?
my gut. Maybe not more than 30. But if you look at the last game we played with them in 2023, I believe it was only a 3-point difference. We lost 27-24, and it was incredibly close the entire
game.
time.
That was
I
week
remember
1, wasn't it?
Oh gosh, let's
I
see.
think it was.
December
Never mind.
16th.
Never mind.
Either way, it was a great game, and it could have gone either way. So I've got a tie here for fun and because I just think it's honestly possible out of every game.
I do see a big-time shootout with Cincy going down for this Week 3 game. I bet it's going to be a really entertaining game. Maybe looking back on it, will be one of the best games in the NFL all season. Could be one of those just insanely high-scoring games. We'll see what happens with that. If they could hold down that Joe Burrow offense, who's probably coming in at 2-0, feeling really, really hot. Everybody loves them this year. If they shut them down and Burrow throws 3 picks and they sack him 6 times, dude, Vikings 3-0, beat the Bengals, like they're going to be the team to beat this year. But I am going to give them an L. Just we'll see. I don't know if
Could
our
go either
offense
way.
is high-powered enough to beat them in Week 3. Week 4, we have them at Pittsburgh, but this is in London or Germany? Which one is this?
Was it Ireland?
I think it's London and Ireland.
London and Ireland. Okay, so
Dublin.
they're overseas versus Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Let's
I'll
just make this trip quick. I give them a win for both. What do you think?
Win for both.
Yeah, win for both. The Vikings typically have performed well overseas. They have a fantastic fan base over there in Europe and whatnot. I think they're going to go undefeated in their 2-game stretch overseas, which you have analysts saying, oh, man, I would hate to be the Vikings doing that. But I think it's different for this team's specifically because there are just so many Vikings fans that fill in those seats, and it'll basically be, I'm thinking, 2 home games for us.
I think so.
Big time.
So yeah, 2 W's overseas.
And we go into our bye week in Week 6, which is a early bye week, but after this first part of the schedule, you understand why they're given an early break, being overseas for 2 weeks in a row. And that's when we really get into the meat and potatoes of the schedule. This next stretch of 4 games is
tough.
Really, really tough. First off, we are hosting the Eagles, which is great that we're having them in our stadium because it just feels like every time we play them, we have to go to their
Right.
I don't have nice things
Well,
to say
they're
about
like
their
Seattle,
stadium, but
yeah.
or their fans. Like we just have to go in front of those
bird's
nasty
nest.
fans. And they
What
get
what do birds do in their nest? They shit a lot. So it's just the shit hole. Well, that's what we'll call it.
do bird shit in their nest. I
Yeah,
don't know.
they do.
Okay, and so our bird expert producer is giving us a maybe on that one. I'm gonna give him an L. Eagles are good. L. Alana, what do you think?
I also have an L. Yes, it's possible we could win, but I don't see it being easy. I see it being some crazy end of game shit going down. I think it's probably going to be an L, and I hate to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the reason I say that is we are shitting in the bird nest.
We're at home. We're at home.
We are at home.
Yeah,
actually,
I was saying that they usually play
yes,
at their
yes,
place.
yes,
We're
yeah.
still getting them at ours, but I still think it's a tough.
Right. So, okay. Yeah. The last 2 years we played the Eagles, we've lost against them. It's just been so annoying having to face them week 2. I feel like that's happened quite a few times, like the last 5 years.
In the last recent years, it's been true.
Right. But I think they finally, this is my take. We're getting it done finally. We're not playing them week 2, playing them at home. We're coming off a bye. I think we're winning the bye week in preparation because we're going to stomp them at home finally. That I might be playing devil's advocate here.
Hell yeah.
But this is actually, truthfully, I do believe we're going to take this game at home coming off the bye.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
Me too.
Going into this Thursday night football game afterwards, though, is where I really start to feel some concern because let's say they don't get it done against Philly. Then you have 4 days to turn around, go from Minnesota to LA and play a game out there against what I think is going to be a really, really solid Chargers team. I see this again being a really close game, a shootout. But if they lose to the Eagles, I think some of that hangover could last to Thursday. And playing on that short week, I think it could be really tough to go out to LA and get a W against a much improved Chargers team. So had them at an L on this one versus the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with L as well. I'm very high on the Chargers team this year. I think they're going to outperform their projections by quite a bit. Super high on Omarion Hampton. I think he's going to perform well. Lad McConkey is a freaking dog, and I think he's going to have an even better sophomore outing in the second season with LA. So it's just it's the Chargers are going to be a very good team. They're going to be a playoff team this year in my mind, and this is going to be an L for us in my opinion.
I have a dub. And this is coming straight from my gut because what you guys are saying does make sense. But I think it'll be a close game. And then at some point, one team is going to run away with it. And I think it's us.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
I hope so. Get to Herbert, stop their running game. It's certainly possible. I think the defense, I've called them the best in the league. So, I think about these games as shootouts sometimes when I look at us going up against elite offenses, and I'm just like, maybe it's not, though, with Flores at the helm. Like, maybe it's not.
Right.
This week, 8-1, spoiler alert, it's the only one that we've all agreed on.
We can all agree on this one.
Wait, is that really the only week we
Hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, we all agreed on them winning games, but this is the only time that we all agree that they're going to lose. This is at Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we all believe in a split with the Lions this year, and this is the week that we feel is not going to be ours.
I just think historically we haven't done the best in Detroit, and while I don't think they're gonna win the division this year, it's just we historically haven't played that well in Detroit.
You don't
at
think
least
Detroit's going to win the division this year?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not think Detroit's
I
gonna
love
win
that.
the division.
I hope they don't.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be another L. So for me, it's 2 L's in a row here.
Oof. Yeah, I see the loss to the Lions coming as a welcome to the NFL moment for JJ McCarthy. At this point, I have them sitting at 6-2. They're looking really, really good, feeling solid. Sometimes the Lions just smack you in the mouth, and I think they absolutely still have the roster to do that. I think this will be a wake-up call for J.J. McCarthy, and he knows what the standard is in the NFC North and just how firm this competition is going to be with Green Bay, with the Lions and maybe even the Bears too. So he'll learn from this game, but I don't think that he'll get the best of them the first time that he plays them. Up next is a home game, noon, against Baltimore. And for the reason that they are playing at home, I'm going to give them a win for this one. I just think they have a history, Brian Flores does specifically, of getting to Lamar Jackson. I think they'll expose the weaknesses of his game. I think they'll contain the running game with him and Derrick Henry and make Lamar pass against them. And while Lamar is an elite quarterback, I think going up against top-tier defenses that are going to contain the running game and force him to pass, I just don't see it being a game where the Ravens do what they want to do with the football. So they will have to win in a different way, and I don't think they get it done. I think the Vikings beat up on the Ravens. So I think that will really show how strong the Vikings are when and if they do beat the Ravens.
Yeah, I'd kind of echo like what you just said. I think we're also getting the dub. We're coming off 2 away games, and the fans are going to be just chomping at the bit to be back in the stadium. And if it does go how we're kind of predicting here with 2 L's in a row, people are going to be like, let's get it back on track. It's going to be loud. It's going to be, and you mentioned Brian Flores' track record going against Lamar. So I would have to agree that we get the W against a very good Ravens team.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a win, but I was on the fence about it. I wasn't so sure.
Be a tough game.
Yeah, but for the reasons you guys said, mostly being back at home, I also agree. I think we're somehow going to take this one, and it will be hopefully an exciting game.
I think it will be.
What's next?
Oh, so we got Chicago up next at home.
Week 11.
Win,
Now,
win, win.
I have us just smoking the Bears the whole season. We're sweeping the Bears. I'm not a. What are you throwing your hands up for?
I'm with you. I'm rocking with you. Sorry, Bears. I'm not a believer. I don't believe in you. Caleb Williams is a cool quarterback. Ben Johnson calls, cool plays, trick plays. Yeah. I don't think that they're a real team. I don't think they have the camaraderie, the support that the Vikings fans give to their team. I don't think the Chicago fans believe in their team. So why would I believe in them? I think that's a big old W for the Vikes.
Hell yeah, I'd agree. Lana?
Yep. What more to say? Just win.
Dubs.
I'll also lead this off here for week 12 at Green Bay. We're also sweeping the Packers, guys. I am not a Green Bay believer, and I'm sick of them. I'm also sick of the Lions, but we're always going to be sick of Green Bay. They have no secondary, and they're going to get lit up by this offense, and I'm not worried about them whatsoever. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me, but I don't think it will because it is the Fudge Packers.
Mm-hmm. I'll put it as simple as this. The better D-line is going to win this game because it's going to be a game of great quarterbacks and great defenses that can sack the quarterback. So everybody's all worried about Micah Parsons on Green Bay. But let me tell you something. When you're paying one guy an average of $47.5 million a year with the signing bonus included and the prorated contract that he has. He's averaging out at $47.5 million. Well, what are we doing with $48 million? On our team this year, we are paying Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Allen, and Jonathan Hargrave. Our front 4 of elite defensive linemen costs the same as their one elite edge rusher. An elite question mark. We haven't seen it from Micah Parsons, especially in big games. What happened to Dallas when Green Bay came to town in the playoffs? Micah Parsons didn't do a thing. I think he recorded 3 or 4 tackles, no sacks, no interceptions, no forced fumble. He was not a factor in that game. And honestly, I don't see him being this generational player that everybody's talking about him being with the Packers. I think him going to the Packers and knowing the kind of defenses they run, I think they misuse him. And I don't think he's the player that he could have been. So
I like what you say
I'm just not impressed.
with the Packers, because we're not dogging on Micah Parsons as a player. I think
Obviously
he is
a great player.
Obviously a great player, but I don't think he fits in Green Bay. I
Or is
don't think
worth the money. It's so much money that they're giving just one man, and
to
we've
not-
really paid our free agents well. I mean, so many guys for the price of just the one. It's a no-brainer for me. I like the Vikings D-line much more.
Right. Well, and just not to mention them jumping the gun, in my opinion, with the Jordan Love extension. Also, yeah, they're paying two guys a lot of money, and I don't think that's going to bode well for them in the years to come. We're sweeping the Packers this year. Alana, I don't know if we got to you yet about this.
I don't have much to add, but I agree we're sweeping the Packers this year. And I don't have the Packers doing better than third in the division.
No way. Yeah, no way. They are third. That's where I see
it.
them exactly slotted in,
Yeah.
is to that third spot. One last thing, you mentioned Jordan Love, and I want to hate on him too. I've never seen Jordan Love have a great game against the Vikings. I've seen him get clobbered by them, and then occasionally he'll have these like amazing second halves where they're down 28,
Garbage time.
and he gets them to like, oh, the Packers, they almost came back and beat the Vikings, but I've never seen him truly be the guy against Minnesota. I've seen him have great games, sure, but never against Minnesota. Never against Minnesota. I don't think they have what it takes to give it over the hump of playing the Vikings. I don't think Green Bay is at the same level of the Vikings or the Lions.
Much to the difference of what I've seen a lot of people say. Just going to put that out there.
Forget what they have to say, man. Like,
So just listen to us, okay?
Listen to us.
we know.
Just tune in here. All right,
next?
so with our panel of experts here, let's get on to week 13 at Seattle. I think I'll go first here. Guys, unfortunately, I have us taking an L here, which might come as a little bit of a surprise, but I just think, Sam Darnold, I don't think he's going to have that great of a year in Seattle. But every
This
year
game, though.
But is what?
But this game, though,
This game, though, he's familiar with the team. And like we kind of see when we play, like we saw when we played the 49ers week 2 of last year, this is a guy who has spent, at least in last year's terms, the backup to Brock Purdy, spent a lot of good time with that team, lit them up week 2. And while I don't think he's going to necessarily just light us up like crazy, I think he's going to do just well enough to edge us out. I have us taking the L here, unfortunately. Wishing Sammy D all the best.
Well, I am the odd man out in this one. I have us taking a dub. I don't have it an easy dub. I know they have, the 12th man, Seattle. We don't have a great track record in Seattle. We always have to go there. They rarely come here. And when they do, it's just, we don't want to talk about it. But I don't know. I mean, I know Sam Darnold knows us, but we also kind of know Sam Darnold. And you really have to get into it to talk about what Seattle has that we don't.
I have this as the dumb loss of the year. Every year is a loss
Fair.
that shouldn't have happened. And I think this is the stupid loss of the year. So I gave
that's
him a
what I was
loss
trying
on
to
this
say.
one. And this is Sam Darnold's Super Bowl. I mean, obviously he got the opportunity of a lifetime. Last year, week 17, when they beat the Packers, I was ready for the Vikings to sign Sam Darnold to a 10-year contract extension. Super max. I thought he was going to be the Super Bowl winning quarterback for my Vikings. I thought they were going to win 10 Super Bowls in the next 8 years. I was so excited for my guy Sammy D. Obviously, he imploded all that money that he was going to make by losing terribly against the Lions to end the season and to lose the division to them. And then that embarrassing performance against the Rams where he just looked shell-shocked and out of place, like he hadn't been operating this offense at such a high level all year last year. So just know that Darnold has got some dog in him. Know that he's got a great game in him, but maybe not a great season. Maybe he shows up and shows out one time against the Vikings, and yeah, cool. You get this, Sam Darnold, but God, if we see them in the playoffs, yeah, game over.
yeah,
You're going to
yeah,
blow
yeah.
the brakes off of them. So they should beat Seattle, but I have this as an L just because you have to have one stupid loss.
I'm right there with you, unfortunately.
Who they got after Seattle? Looks like we're home again at noon, which we always love. I feel like we always have an upper hand when we're playing in our home stadium, but even more so when we're out of prime time. I think noon games are just our forte. Doesn't matter if Kirk Cousins is at the helm or not. We are noon merchants, and we just love playing at noon.
Agreed.
And we're playing against Washington, and I think that they beat Washington. I know you guys think really highly of Jaden Daniels. They have a really great defense. They have weapons. But I think the Flores defense gets to that young quarterback. I've seen how young mobile quarterbacks play against Brian Flores. They get confused. They are quick to try to scramble, but we're prepared for that. We are guarding guys downfield. I just don't see him having the type of game that he normally has. I think they get in his head, and I think they disrupt what they like to do. And that's why I have this as a W, but what's going on with you two?
So we're both kind of in agreement in terms of it.
Yeah, and I think it could go either way, but gosh darn Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I could see it being, we've got this win locked up, and then just never mind. Never mind, the Commanders pull this one out somehow. Or truly, they just beat us by a solid score. I could see it. I mean, I could see us winning too, but I'm going to have this as a loss, even at home.
Yeah, not much else to really say there. I mean, Lucas, you make a lot of valid points with how we could play him and just him not being able to edge us out, really. But
I feel though. Oh, I don't want to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
This could change depending on how JJ McCarthy does, because I am excited to see young mobile quarterback versus young mobile quarterback.
Right.
It could be a great game. I mean, this could be moved to primetime. We're talking a December game. We may not get the luxury of playing them at noon. This could be for
could mean a lot in the
wild
NFC.
Card spot. Yeah, I mean, there's so much implication with this. All of these games against these NFC playoff contenders. I mean, we're talking at Seattle versus Washington, at Dallas, and at New York Giants. 4 teams that are not in our division that are contenders in the NFC wild card. We need to win these games. Seriously, we need to take 3 out of 4 of these. So let's talk about at Dallas next. I think everybody feels pretty good about at Dallas, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, speaking about dumb losses in the past, right?
Yeah.
We lost pretty bad to them the last time we played, I believe.
40-3, I believe.
Just embarrassing, but there's nothing that worries me about the Cowboys. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is great. Dak can be great. Can be. I see us winning.
I do too. They're without Parsons now, which I know we kind of just got done talking about how he's not going to make an impact in Green Bay. But, he was good in Dallas. And, Jerry Jones, God, how thankful I am that we have the Wills as, our
Yes.
owners. And we have Kwesi as our GM, not making any, he's made a few boneheaded decisions in his first draft. But,
we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, that's getting away from it. But yeah, I see us beating the Cowboys. I don't think they got a lot going on this year.
I see it being a W as well, but look for the Cowboys to have a better year this year. I really was intrigued by Dallas upon watching the new Jerry Jones documentary on Netflix.
I have not seen it.
Extremely entertaining, learned a ton about it, and I have a whole new respect for what he did do with that team in the 90s. I mean, they went from, I think it was a 3-13 team to a team that won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Truly was an incredible run that they had, and Jerry is still at the helm, and he's still pulling moves. I actually think he won that trade because of the weaknesses of Micah Parsons' game that I presented. I think he's kind of a one-trick pony, a speed rusher, doesn't have finesse or power in his game. He's not a run stopper, and it feels like he really is only out there to do one thing, and that's sack the quarterback. The player that they traded for is a Viking killer. Kenny Clark has eaten our... I'm not going to say that. He has, been very good against our interior line for years to come. I mean, he has blown over Garrett Bradbury, Dalton Reisner. I mean, he just has been giving us hell for 8 years. So Dallas got a really great run-stopping, pass-rushing defensive tackle in Kenny Clark. I think he's really at the highest level of defensive tackles. So I think he can really be a guy for them, and they also get 2 first-round picks out of that. So, I think Dallas made the right move moving on from a player who didn't want to be there. If you don't want to be there, then I don't care how good you are. I don't really want you on my team.
Well,
so.
I think this. I just gotta say this. Yeah,
it.
I think he would have been there. I think he was kind of just pushed out.
It's hard to say.
I don't know. I think Jerry Jones's business practices are outdated, and
That's safe to say.
and yeah, I mean,
Good point about Kenny Clark, though. Good point.
I'm no expert, but let's
Stop giving Dallas so much attention.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's already
always
too
talks
much.
about them, but had to give my 2 cents on that.
All right, let's move to the Giants here. What are we on here?
Yeah. What quarterback are we going to be playing? Who knows? W, no matter what.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah, let's get this rolling here. We got W's all around for the Giants.
Things get interesting. Our last 2 games of the season is going to be both home versus Detroit and versus Green Bay. Could be for the division.
Mm-hmm.
What happens versus Detroit at home?
So I am taking a W at home. I gave them the loss for, coming off that Chargers game. But yeah, I think they're going to go 1-1 against Detroit this year. So
W for the same exact reasons as Phil as well. I think we're definitely going to split the 2 games, and I think this is the one where we win.
absolutely.
I have them taking an L, unfortunately. But it's just as a preview for the playoffs. I don't think they win the division this year. I think the Lions are still the Lions that they were last year. I know that they lost both of their coordinators, but I think they're still nasty, and I still think that they have their coaches bite the kneecap off mentality, and they're going to be a headache in this division for years to come. I mean, their weapons are for real. Jamison Williams is going to step out and just ball out this year. Jahmyr Gibbs might end up as the running back 1 in fantasy. Like, they got some guys, and they're not going away. So I think we lose twice to Detroit and then have to go play them in their stadium during Wild Card weekend. And that is where J.J. McCarthy cements himself as a Vikings legend, taking down Detroit in their stadium in the playoffs. Start of a Super Bowl run? Come on now. A fella can dream.
Kind of love that.
All right.
Week 18 to send her home against the Packers. Guys, what do you think?
Well, I kind of said it earlier. We're sweeping the pack.
Yeah.
Let's finish this season off right, beating our division rivals, stomping them into the ground. Yeah, I kind of can't really repeat more than what I've already said. Not a big Green Bay believer. They're going to get lit up by the offensive prowess that is Kevin O'Connell and the boys.
Unlike last year, this will not be our Super Bowl. This will just be a win on the road, 2 more playoff games.
Right.
I think this has, similar to the Cincinnati game, I feel like this has game of the year potential. I'm talking
Really?
Okay.
just because it's week 18, just because it's Green Bay, and I know that we're both going to be fighting for playoff spots, whether it's division title or maybe the first wild card spot or the last wild card spot. I know that there is going to be some serious implications on the line, some added pressure, some national spotlight. I mean, this could be the New Year's Eve game. It says week 18, time and date to be determined. We have no idea when this game's going to be. You already know it's going to be in prime time just
And
because
God
of
help
who
us,
these teams are and everything going on. I have them taking a W in this game, but I think it's going to be an amazing game, one that we'll look back onto as a turning point in this rivalry where we really take the upper hand on Green Bay. I think the national perception is that they're better than us,
Yep.
and they're not.
Right.
I think we believe in our roster. I think we know that we have built a all-around better team than Green Bay. Ending the season, I am looking at a 11-6 record. I believe they narrowly missed that division title, but they could get it. But I do think that they'll end up being that first wild card team in. That's kind of where I see them. So, what do you guys have for record?
Yeah. So overall, with everything here, I have us going 12-5, and instead of narrowly missing that division title, I have us once again regaining that NFC North crown. Yeah, I'm just a believer in the guys this year. I think they have a sour taste in their mouth with having it all in front of them in that last week against Detroit last year, and I think they're going to come out swinging. I think we're going to see some really good things, and 12-5, that is pretty high record.
It's high expectations. Yeah,
it is high expectations, but I'm looking at the precedent of Kevin O'Connell and just how he's assimilated this team into one unit, and you have guys like Renard with the motto being more is required. More is required, and you best believe that motto is going to be echoed in those final weeks of the season when it's really important, when if we are in a tight race with Green Bay or Detroit and whatnot. So I have us reclaiming the NFC North crown. Alana.
I agree with everything you said. I know I'm biased. I know I have lofty goals and expectations, but please tell me if anyone out there has a 12-1-4 record like I do. Please, because that is what I am currently at.
A tie against the Bengals is just going to throw a loop through the whole playoff picture, but I love it when there's a tie. That just messes with everything. That's just hilarious. So
that's just straight from the gut.
Hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully they win every game, but that'd be a fun little. I like your thinking on that.
All right, well, with our game predictions in, let's move on to our seasonal bets from Lucas and Phil. Lucas, let's have you go first.
Yeah, producer Hank, go ahead and throw this parlay up on the screen. And I do want to preface that we are not professional gamblers. We do not offer professional gambling advice, so don't take this as fact. Most of the time we do lose, but
I have seen them lose a lot, yes.
We do strike gold on our Minnesota Vikings. So going through this 6-leg parlay here, you see that I've started with a player who is not on the Vikings to bet on Prize Picks in South Dakota. You cannot bet on just one team. You have to have multiple teams involved,
at least
in
one
that
other
bet.
team.
So one player at least is going to need to be from another team. So I have my lock as Arch Manning for over 3,000 passing yards. Of course, this is the nephew of legendary quarterbacks Peyton and Eli Manning. This is a true freshman playing for a top team in college football, a team that's going to pass the ball around a lot. You'll see here that he has 170 yards already from their first game against Ohio State. That did not go well. They were ranked number 1 in the country, and they lost 7-14. So that's a tough look for my beginning of the season bet for Arch Manning. But this upcoming schedule, let's go ahead and pull that up for Texas here. You're going to see the competition really, really drop off for the Longhorns. So yeah, they had to go up against number 3 Ohio State, but then following that is UTEP unranked. They are going to San Jose State University, Sam Houston University. They have games later in the year against Kentucky unranked, Mississippi State unranked, Vanderbilt unranked. Some tough games against Florida, Oklahoma, and Georgia. But I think that 3,000-yard passing mark is very achievable for somebody who is going to be a first overall pick in a couple of years in the NFL. So Arch Manning's legit. He's putting up 3,000 yards this year. So I have him over 299.5 passing yards for the season of college football. The rest of them are all Vikings players. We're back to the Vikings with Jonathan Grenard getting over 10.25 sacks. I think Grenard's a 15-sack guy this year. You heard more is required, and he put up 12 sacks, his career best last year. Well, if more is required, then I think we can expect more. This could be a top edge rusher in the league this year, somebody who's getting a sack almost every single game. It really felt like that was the case last year, and this year is no different. I think Grenard is our clear-cut best player on defense, and is going to put up that 10.25 sack number, so I think that leg covers. Up next is a leg that I believe we both have present in our bets, and that's going to be Jordan Addison for more than 249.5 yards. So he just needs 650 on the year, and this is not hard for Jordan Addison to achieve. I've seen him put up 150-yard games, no problem. He doesn't need to average much to get to that point. I think that 649.5 is very achievable. Up next is something that scares me a little bit, but if it goes the way I think it will, I think this covers easily. That's Jordan Mason for over 600.5 yards rushing. Now, I think they really are running a 1-2 punch at running back. I think we could see something where we have Jordan Mason in early downs and Aaron Jones in passing downs, and they're alternating series. They are both getting 15 touches a game. I would love to see a true even split from these two running backs, a real bruiser and then a real finesse speed guy in Aaron Jones. I think it'd be awesome to see Jordan Mason put up, I think he gets at least 900 yards this year. So 600 yards doesn't feel like we're asking a ton, but if he truly is a backup on this team and he's only getting 5 touches a game, that could be a tough mark to reach. But I feel good about it. Jordan Mason over 600.5 yards. Up next is a line that I really like. We've seen Justin Jefferson's receiving lines be quite high. Almost 1,400 yards is typically what's required for Justin Jefferson to reach his season projection. So I took him for receptions here instead of the yards. I have him at 88.5 receptions. He's covered that in every year that he's healthy, except for his rookie year when he had 88 receptions. So I think that's where they got that number from. But he's only gotten better. And I think he continues to have seasons with well over 100 catches. I think his last fully healthy season was 117 catches. So that covers that line easily. Lastly, for 6 out of 6 on this parlay, I will need Will Reichard to hit 27.5 field goals. That means he needs over 28 field goals on the season. He had 24 last year in 12 games. Add 5 games onto that. Easy peasy. I think Will Reichard, fully healthy, is a rock solid kicker. We love Will the Thrill. And I think he helps me make some money this year. This is a $25 bet that will pay out $1,100 if it hits. So wish me luck, friends. Skol Vikes. What do you got, Phil?
I will wish you luck because I virtually have the same exact bet as you, except I was able to lock in a free pick on Prize Picks, which will come up periodically. They'll do player promotions. So I have Dak Prescott week 1. He needs to throw 1 passing yard, and that basically counts.
I don't know.
Yeah, right?
He'll get that. He'll get his 1 yard.
Well, we did actually have a bet like last week with, I can't remember the quarterback, but they did a similar
like the
type
LSU
deal.
Quarterback, wasn't it? He
And
didn't
it
have a
took
passing
him-
yard till
he
the
did-
third quarter.
Just about. So, I mean, I was sweating that, but Dak will get 1 passing yard. So that counts as a standard line there. Don't have much else to say with, I have your same Addison line, 650 receiving yards. I have the same running back line. And with Jordan Mason, I think I have him in all of my seasonal bets. So if he doesn't cover, I'm pretty much screwed. I am just that high on him covering this line. I think he is under projected right now, and I think people need to hop on it before these lines close.
You have a great stat on Mason here. Only needs 35.3 yards per game over 17 games. If he's playing every game, come on.
Lock of the century.
35.3 yards per game. I think he's got it.
Exactly. And then, yeah, you said Jefferson with the 88.5 receptions. I do believe his yardage total line on, at least on Prize Picks, they have him at 1225.5. And, you know, that's a number he's gone over consistently in full seasons. I just don't know exactly how it's going to look when we see Addison coming back with Thielen, and you have TJ and starting the season off fully healthy. So I like that reception number as well. JJ, it's a 5.2 receptions per game, which I think as the bona fide wide receiver 1 and the best wide receiver in the league, I think he gets that easily. He's gone over 100 every fully healthy season. So I think this is a very reliable line to look at. And now I guess before I go to my one difference in this seasonal bet here, we do have Will Reichert as on that 27.5 field goals made. That's pretty much 1.6 field goals per game. You said he made 24 in 13 games last season, so he literally needs 4 more over. He missed 4 games, so that gives him an extra 4 games this year, should he remain healthy, to just get 4 more field goals. I think I like that number.
Yeah.
Especially, you got J.J. McCarthy stepping in for the first time, having his first full season. There's going to be some hiccups now and then. It's not going to all be perfect, and I expect Will Reichert to really be clutch for us this year because I believe in the guy full-heartedly. Now, this is my one difference with you. You had Grenard over 10.25 sacks. I am a little bit hesitant on that just because you do have Ginkel in there, and I do think they're going to be utilizing Turner more this year. And it's like you said, we do need to see much more from him coming into his second season. I believe he steps up more, and I'm just a little too hesitant to go over that number. While I do think it's very achievable, one that I really liked was T.J. Hawkinson. They only have him for 3.5 receiving touchdowns on the season. Now, this is a big body guy. He prides himself in being one of the best pass-catching tight ends in the league, which I believe he just reaffirmed in an interview recently. He believes in himself, and I think he's going to bounce back and do extremely well. He's going to be a reliable target for JJ in the red zone. And I mean, shoot, don't be surprised if Chicago week one, you see 2 touchdowns right off the bat from our guy TJ.
I can feel it. You just say it, and I can just see it. I love it. I love it. I love that line. The Grenard line is tough. He needs to be fully healthy, and I think if he is fully healthy for all 17 games this year, I think he covers that 10.25. But say he has a nagging injury, if he plays half the games, Prize Picks is not going to refund that bet, and that could be a steep number, that 10.25. So really like what you did with the Hawkinson bet. That's good stuff.
Thank you. I think, it's good value. And if you are able to secure a free pick from Prize Picks, it's very random kind of how they do that. But this is a $25 bet to go to $1,000. So, shoot, you're getting the free pick right off the bat with Dak. He is still available as of this recording for you to take before he plays Thursday. So, yeah, that just leaves 5 guys to cover here. And as we've mentioned before, Jordan Mason, big-time lock. Jefferson, if he has a fully healthy season, lock. Jordan Addison's chemistry with JJ in the offseason, we've seen it, heard about it a lot. When he comes back in those overseas games, he's going to start off strong. He's going to cover the 650. Will Reichert, he's going to cover. Hawkinson gets the 2 touchdowns against Chicago week 1, and you're just looking at 2 for the rest of the year. So I think there's great value to be had in this, something to be considered. This is my definitive Vikings bet for the year. I'm going to be riding on this heavy, and can't wait to see what happens. Can't wait to have a rack in my pocket by the end of the season.
Whoa.
A fella can dream, right?
Right?
Well, I am not a betting person, but
And good on you. Don't
babe.
place bets.
I will say this. I had us having 12 wins, and I feel like our ceiling is maybe just 1 or 2 losses. I think our floor, my head says 7, but my heart says 9. I really believe in us a lot. The expectation is playoffs. This team has been built for playoff contention. JJ, as in Justin Jefferson, needs playoff wins. JJ, as in McCarthy, is a winner. And real quick, I'm going to give myself an honorary doggone it award for not mentioning Harrison Smith in my defensive intro out of all the players I listed. Just have to say that.
It's almost a
for
given
myself,
at this point. Year 14, guy's a legend. He's going to be out there. He's going to be solid.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
How could I not mention
giving
it?
You a doggone it. That's just we covered Harrison.
We sure did. But let's wrap up this episode. Okay, the countdown is on to Monday Night Football in Chicago. The Vikings visit the Bears for the first regular season game of the 2025-26 season. where we're thinking the Vikes will spoil some of the home opener fun for the Bears and start the season off strong with a division win. And we will be watching and cheering in spirit with all of you. Kickoff is at 7:15 p.m. at Old Soldier Field. It's J.J. McCarthy's first regular season game. Thielen's back in purple. Killer O-line. B-flow defense.
What?
Skull.
Woo! Skull!
Skull, baby. Hey, thanks for tuning into the pod. You can catch us next week.
Yeah, for our first regular episode, Game 1 recap, awards, and looking forward to week 2.
Yes,
Signing
sir,
off,
Ski.
I'm Lucas.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Alana. This has been the Vike Night Podcast.
Skull!
Skull!
Skull!